Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it, and I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, August 26th, 2023. It is currently 11:35 a.m. Eastern Time. It's been 486 days since the official release of Bloodhunt, and currently activated in-game is the Primus Pass, and the current patch is the community update. We are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're live, feel free to ask me questions in chat if they're relevant to what I'm going to be talking about. If there's anything else that you want to talk to me about, or about the game, or things that are like still relevant to the game, and after that, we can do that after I'm done with the recording part. I'll let you know. And as a reminder and a disclosure for everyone, I am not a game dev. I am not bound by an NDA, but I'll do the best that I can to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. And also, I do not work for Sharkmob. By the way, quick reason for the people that are actually viewing, I am sitting down because I hurt my foot. So that's why. So yeah, I've got an ice pack on my foot right now. That's really the only reason why. So reminder, everyone. We're starting with a reminder that the next update of the game is, at least automatic update, is coming on Monday morning in the EU, Sunday evening in the Americas. So that is going to be August 28th. You should already know that by now. So it is like incoming. It's like for Americas, it's tomorrow evening. Yeah, and Monday for the EU. So we've got the new artifact. We are Rourke's Ram. It's always going to be fun to say. We've got the gold dual weapons that are added to the legendary weapon rotation. We've got the TDM map of Memorial Park that's going to be added. And we've got, of course, another store update with items from past battle passes that are going to be added here. Whoops, we can barely see some of the stuff that's in there. But anyways, these are all tweets that are on the Bloodhunt account. I've showcased these last week. So yeah, we're just waiting for those to be added. And so we've got right now all of the new artifacts, the new map, the new gold weapon. They're all added in the vote that we currently have, the community vote for this week, and they are going to be added the moment that the vote clocks over, and everything is going to be active. That's what we got. So in terms of future automatic content updates, I just want to remind everyone for the things that they have said in the articles about things that were incoming. We are missing one TDM map, and we're missing one artifact. We are done with the new weapons. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be any golden weapons, although I think we've cleared almost all of the weapons. Some people have told me that we're still missing a few golden weapons, so we're gonna see if those get added in the future. But right now, that's all we know. In terms of community results of last week, the things that everyone voted on, this week has been spectacular. We've got Divine Disco, Burning Church, and Harbor in terms of the maps at 42%, strongly voted. The legendary weapons, again, it was a bit of a toss-up, but still at 36%. I see that the community was pretty split on the legendary weapons, but I guess the assault rifle made everyone win. But surprise, surprise, the streak of the Hand of Glory has been broken this week, and the Nodist volume is back again. So it was the Nodist volume and the boots. I hope everyone's that has not been liking the hand has been enjoying this week. Does not necessarily mean that we are probably not going to see this combo come back again next week. And yeah, I see that we've got suddenly like a bunch of new people. Some people have been reporting new players or people coming back to the game just because of this situation this week. So that's very fun to see. In terms of the vote, the vote that we have this week, the vote choices. So you have up until technically tomorrow to vote, to put your votes in. So we've got Rourke's Ram in terms of artifacts. That is locked in. So that's what they do usually when they add new things. They lock them in. The rest of the time, everything that has to do with the voting is entirely randomized, except when you have this situation here. So what it does, it gain increased melee speed attack, but take continuous damage. Now, this is still a little bit vague on exactly how this works. When exactly does the continuous damage go in? Is it like as you're meleeing or as you have the artifact? Does it scale with the melee? Does it you take continuous damage with the melee? What exactly is happening there? We have multiple questions about how this artifact works. We're gonna see. We've got the choice between the Eye of Thorns, the boots, and the Hand of Glory. So Hand of Glory, last week the vote was divided. We had two options with the Hand of Glory, and it seems that maybe this split vote was probably the reason why we got the book and boots this week. So now in this case we only have one option for Hand of Glory, so maybe all the people that love the Hand of Glory are going to be choosing option 3. If we're taking continuous damage as we're doing melee and we have the Eye of Thorns, I don't know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be taking extra damage. I don't know if that's going to be happening. Certainly there is a community for the boots. We're going to see how that goes. For TDM maps, as I said, we got Memorial Park locked in. So it's pretty much everyone's choice as to which one is going to be the winner there. I know that ever since that we've got Graveyard back in the TDM rotation, a lot of people have been liking to see Graveyard back. Not a lot of people have been seeing Library, so maybe we're going to go with that. It's pretty much up to anyone's, idea of what exactly is going to happen there. In terms of legendary weapons, we've got the dual shotguns as a default, and when we're looking at the different options that we have there, possibly Toggler and Assault Rifle, very strong here in option 1, but in option 3 we also have the Tommy Gun and Golden Oda Shotgun that might tip the vote in the favor. So I think it could be option 1 or option 3 that is going to be chosen by the community. We're gonna see. How is the Eye of Thorns? Some people seem to not really mind it. I've seen people, of course, it's kind of hard to gauge how people feel about the artifacts, especially because we haven't had like them for very, very long. So the Eye of Thorns, of course, when people like don't like something, they're very quick to let you know that they don't like something. They're not really quick to let you know that they like a thing unless it's extraordinary, So reception about the Eye of Thorns has been so far kind of because some people don't like to be taking the extra damage. It means that they die quicker than usual. It doesn't give them like much of a chance to survive, and that is a thing that I see that most players that complain about the Eye of Thorns, that seems to be their main concern, is they want survivability. And the Eye of Thorns, when they have it equipped, it doesn't help with that. So some people have been vocal about that, but in terms of like the grander scale of feedback, I'm not sure exactly how people feel about it. But the people that don't like it are very vocal about not liking it, and so, that's probably why Eye of Thorns might not get chosen. And it's for a small community as the one that we currently have. Whenever people voice an opinion, it really matters, rather than actually, it weighs more into sometimes like how people react towards that opinion or whatever the fact, or like the weapon or a map or whatever, or an archetype, people react more strongly than actually going in the game and getting an opinion for themselves about how things work. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's people's perceptions more than actual facts, I would say. So it's like, I'm not part of the community management team, but I don't know if they got like any other feedback than the one that we see currently in the Discord. I would be interested to see if there's more people that like the Aerosol more than the people that are vocal about it not liking it. I would be very interested to see what are the actual facts, because we've seen that in the past, some people being very vocal about not liking a thing, and that's not exactly how the majority of the population feels, such as the Hand of Glory. Hand of Glory, there seems to be a majority vote. The majority of the population that votes, okay, it's not all the population of the game that actually does the voting, but the people that do vote seem to be voting strongly for the hand rather than the boots. But people, there's, you know, when you talk about the artifacts, you're gonna hear a lot of people complaining about the hand existing in the game. So compare that with how popular the hand is. It's weird to say like exactly like what's the perception of it. Right. So we're gonna see. This week, Twitch drops. The Twitch drops that we have is again the second week of the return of the previous 9 drops. So all of the drops that we have currently here, it's the same deal as last week. It's 30 minutes of watch time per item, except for the last 3. The last 3 are bundled together. It's the last like half hour for a total of 3 hours and a half of view time that you have to do on any Bloodhunt streamer. They just need to have like their drops on, and that's it. Just remember to claim every item after every 30 minutes, because the timer for the next artifact doesn't go through unless you actually claim the item. So we've got that. The permanent persistent drops that we had 3, and we've been getting those month after month after month. Well, we had a question about it, and it finally stopped. So Friday has come and gone, and we got a post in the inner circle by Tobias regarding the drops. I'm just gonna take a time to read a little bit of it. So, hello, Kindred of the Inner Circle. As you all know, we currently have a running Twitch drop campaign of 9 drops as well as 3 persistent drops. The 3 persistent drops will, however, come to a close this Friday and will not be replaced. There will no longer be any persistent drops. So, as to provide information about this, the persistent drops, where we had 3 that lasted each month, this happened for just for the summertime. It was an extra thing that they did for the summertime. Now that closes, so we're getting back to what we used to be. However, there's a twist. The weekly drops for the top 100 will, however, continue in September and will contain both returning favorites as well as new drops, meaning there will be more than 1 drop running for each week's list. So the next drop list is going to start on September 1st, and we're going to have, like it says here, at least 2 drops per week still. It doesn't necessarily say, well, I mean, it says it will contain both returning favorites as well as new drops, but they're talking about the weekly drops like in general, so it's not necessarily a guarantee that you're going to get a new and a returning every week, but it's going to be looking like a little bit like that. Another change is that the top 100 list will be updated monthly instead of weekly. and at the last Thursday of the month, it will be based entirely on most hours stream over the past 30 days. So let me get back on this. For a while, especially during the vacations that they were having at Sharkmob for the Bloodhunt team, they just left everything open to everyone and didn't have they need someone to go get the information and build up a whole list of 100 streamers to do week after week. Sometimes they can just slack on that and just go it's open for everyone. There you go, have some fun. Now we're getting back to the top 100 list. However, instead of doing it week after week, this time it's going to be monthly. So you have up until Thursday morning of next week to make sure that you are in the top 100 if you are a Bloodhunt streamer. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about that, I've made a Twitter post about this. So yeah, I've made a Twitter post about this and explain it a little bit. And you've got a link here to explain a little bit more exactly how the top 100 list is made. And there are some caveats to it because it's not necessarily everyone that you're going to see on that list. That means that they are allowed to have drops on their channel. Some people are, not in the good favors of Sharkmob or Bloodhunt, or are doing things that are a little bit against terms of service, or just not things that community managers want to encourage. So there are a few people that you're going to see on the top 100 list on that website that are actually not part of the actual list. Do the streamers that just leave the stream on for 24 hours while taking breaks, does that count towards it? No. And that has been confirmed again in the Inner Circle chat that those people are not... you need to have people that are actually engaging in, showing Bloodhunt and being actually active. So the AFK streaming, there was a warning about that at the beginning of summer, saying that was not going to be allowed and their drops privileges were going to be removed whenever there was going to be exclusive lists like this one. When it's open for everyone, there's nothing that they can necessarily do about that. But when it comes to actually selecting the people, those people are not going to be in the list. As well as people who are doing restreams or restreams of other streamers, as we've seen in the last few weeks. Those people are reported to the community managers, who take their time to verify the claim and make sure that some people are on the blacklist. The list is not shared by anyone. It's their prerogative to determine that. Also, when I say also the people that are in good standing. So, if ever you find yourself, I don't know, banned on one account of on one of your accounts of Bloodhunt, if ever you have multiple, even if you come back with your same stream on a different account, you are probably not going to have the drops on your stream either. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is when they're saying to be in good standing with Sharkmob and Bloodhunt. That's all a part of that stuff. So yeah, this is what we're gonna have. And so if you need to go check up where exactly you're standing, where you're standing in there, I explained a little bit how it's been made, how the list is being pulled up. If you need other explanations as to, to figure out or to understand exactly how the list works, don't hesitate to send me a DM. I'm okay to like take a Discord call where I show you exactly how this works or how that's being calculated and everything. But you should know that you have basically until the evening of the upcoming Wednesday to make sure that you are going to be in the top 100 if you're going to be a part of the list for September. If you're not going to make it and you want to be a part of the list of October, well, it's September. You gotta pay attention to that list and make sure that you've got enough hours to be a part of the top 100 for October. And that's that. Moving on. In terms of other updates that we got from the devs, now suddenly some of them have been coming back from their vacation. Been telling us a bit more information. Now, I know it's not going to be the kind of stuff that it's not going to be the kind of stuff that how can I say? Sometimes devs or community managers say one thing and they're using particular kind of language or verbiage, and you have to take a moment to distinguish exactly what they're saying in order to understand exactly what they're saying. So the verbiage that so far I've been paying attention to, I don't know if that's something that's already been said at another time, but there was a statement that was made on the Discord that I had never seen written like this before. So when people were asking, there's been people that have been asking very frequently about a future battle pass. What they have been saying is that the development has ended, and that there currently is no end for the current battle pass that is there, like the Primus pass. There is no end to the Primus pass. But there has been, to my knowledge, never a statement that has been direct or confirming as much as this one by Maya. That's been saying there's no plan for another pass. To my knowledge, this is the first time that it's been like, okay, not just like, well, you kind of have to read between the lines. There's no more development. There's no specific end. Saying that there's currently no end to the current battle pass still leaves it open to say that, well, you're saying currently, so that means that right now we don't know. There might be an end to the battle pass in the future, and maybe there's like a secret battle pass that you've been preparing or saving for later, or saving for September or something like that. Because there's the thing, there was the reasonable assumption that we know that there are more items still left to be distributed. There's some items that we've seen in trailers, such as the trailers that I was playing just before this. Some things that were seen in screenshots. Some things that we know that some people have on their accounts and they're not supposed to show because they have them, but they have not been made readily available for the rest of us. We know that there are a bunch of items that we haven't seen before, so it wasn't unreasonable to think that maybe they might surprise us at some point, especially because we know that there's still some things coming in the future, that they might surprise us with like, okay guys, this is the final battle pass. And then we get surprised by this. However, now Maya's statement now, there's no plans for another pass. That's pretty much the nail in the coffin for the hope of another battle pass. So probably all these items that I'm talking about that we have seen, that we know exist, are probably going to be a part of the Twitch drops, the new items in the Twitch drops that we're going to see in the following weeks. It wouldn't surprise me. If not, I'm sure that someone at some point can probably like make a list of all the things that we know, or not necessarily the things that have been data mined, because It's not because you data mine something that it means that it is readily equipable on your characters, okay? That there's not like some weird glitches that can happen in the game or that would require like extra dev work to make happen. Like it's like data mining. That's why data mining is not necessarily a science, like a 100% confirmed science that if we find things in game file, it means that it's coming soon to the game or that they can release those, you know? So I'm assuming if popularity rises within the game, more things would be releasing that's been in their vault. Possibly, but right now they're pretty much have been like throwing a lot of things at us that they had in store. And you know, that explains a lot of things, such as, you know, having a lot of male only outfits and not having female outfits or female variants of some male outfits is probably because they were set up as male first and then development stopped before they could make a female version of the skins. Stuff like that. So, you know, there's a few things like that, and I certainly understand the complaints about, you know, not having enough like female outfits, or, you know, just having male outfits that are coming out. It's stuff like that where it's just like, well, we would have, but, you know, the funding stopped, the devs are moved on to other games to develop, and, you know, what we're giving you is what we're giving you. Kind of like, you know, no one said it, but it's kind of like, be happy that we have more things to give you because we are digging deep. But then again, I don't know exactly how many items they have. We're gonna see. So that's it. That's confirmed. We can move on. Okay, so for a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about, hello Far. A lot of the things I'm going to be talking about are things that are already listed on the Bloodhunt Discord, specifically in the community events channel. If you want to be aware of all the things that are going on, go check out the community events channel. There's a lot of things that are happening there. 75% of those things are put there by me, but that's, you know, that's not the point exactly. But we're gonna start with KINDRED Challenges. So this morning, the KINDRED Challenge, riding shotguns, where you have to play duos as well as wielding only shotguns to win a game and all of this. This has ended this morning. I'm going to be contacting the winners of this soon to get their choice of codes to use. And this morning also, as previously warned, we have the new KINDRED Challenge Fighting Dirty, where hold on, let me just reframe this. Yeah, where you have to win a TDM match as a Bruja or Nosferatu, and you gotta get a minimum of 12 fist-only kills. And you can get, if you get like some more extra kills using fists only, the same way, 14 or 16, you're gonna get like extra entries in the giveaway. And the giveaway is like, I'm gonna be choosing 3 winners this time. You're gonna choose between the Techno Demon Mask or the Fuchsia Finish Makeup. This is going to last, again, as usual, 1 week from now. So yeah, get your TDM matches in. If that's a good way, that's what I've been saying this week as a hint to this. You know, that next week we're gonna have a melee artifact. So if you want to get a little bit of practice before going in solos, duos, and trios, and picking up the new melee artifact, you might want to like warm up with a little bit of TDM and getting some fists only kills in there just before starting. Yeah, and as a reminder, if you haven't been paying attention to my Twitter or what I've been saying last week, I will be this right now, the one that we currently have on the screen, is going to be the last one in this current series of KINDRED Challenges. I wrote a little bit of an explanation about an update about the things that are about to come. I'm not going to read through it, but basically it's time for a shakeup. It's time to change. The community has changed a little bit in the last few weeks, so I'm going to adapt the Kindred Challenges to be going in a different direction. So right now it's just the Kindred Challenge that we have this week is going to be like it's the last of its current format. I'm going to be changing the format, and also I'm going to be bringing in more activities to distribute codes to people, because that's ultimately what people want. There's a lot of people that don't want to do challenges to give codes. There's more people that want straight up just want codes for playing the game. So I'm going to be readjusting my things, my objectives in terms of that very soon. How soon? I can't really tell, but there's going to be some stuff coming from me pretty soon. The main thing that is going to be happening today, as most of you already know, is we have the Trios Tournament competitive, the first actual competitive event that is happening today at you see you've got like the different times here at the top, but it's going to be for me 2 p.m. Eastern time. Stream is going to start half an hour before those times, because this is the time where the competition will actually start. It is happening on the private on a private server of Bloodhunt, so this has been set up by the community managers. It's going to be a kill race. Again, trios, so we've got all the people, you've got all the teams and all the members of the teams that are all in here. There's been a last minute change to this team. If ever you've seen this graphic before during the week, there's been a last minute change here that's been updated yesterday. Yeah, so it's going to be on the here. If you're not already following it, it's the Bloodhunt Game official channel. It's going to be streamed on there. It's going to be hosted by Rams, or some of you in the community might know him as Coach Rams. Actual professional caster. So we're going to see. I'm anxious to see. I'm excited to see exactly how this is all going to go. But yeah, I'm excited about an actual competitive event, and I want to hear the feedback from everyone. Granted, it's a competitive event, but there are a bunch of limitations that we have to deal with when setting up a competitive event, because there are some things that we can change, some things that we can't. There's a lot of things. It's actually, the list of things that we can't change is pretty long. And the things that we can change are mostly, it's just the setup and the rules and how we organize things. So it's on an organizational sense that there are going to be things that are going to be different, or that we can change, or that we can agree on. I hope that Rams will be taking the time to explain all of this when this is going to be going on. So for the people who are currently watching the stream right now here, don't worry, once the stream is going to go live, I'm going to raid that stream. And yeah, so we're not going to miss anything. You would think there would be a tournament for PS5, or it's hard to make one happen. Okay, so here's the explanation, Chico Gaming, sorry. The explanation is the way that the private server has been set up, or the way, I should say, it's not the way that the server has been set up. That's not correct. The way to access the private server, wherever it's going to be, if it's going to be NA or EU or all of this, is that the only way that we, exterior from Sharkmob or Bloodhunt, the way that we can connect it, that we can connect to it is going to be is only through Steam. It's through Steam settings. We need to do a lot of setups and changes that we have to do to our Steam to our Bloodhunt game, and we get some specific codes that we need to use in there to be able to connect to the server that has been set up. All of these settings are not put in place for PlayStation, unfortunately. So, private server and PlayStation is not going to happen. However, does that mean that there's not going to be any competitive event that's going to be made specifically where PlayStation can join? It seems it's going to be on the public servers, such as everyone else. So it's probably going to be PC and PS5 mixed, or there's a possibility that there's a tournament that's made where PlayStation with PlayStation you have the option inside your game to enable or disable crossplay. It's enabled, crossplay is enabled by default, so you get better queues where you got PC and PS5 playing together, but there is an option to disable it so you only play against PS5 players. So there could be a possibility. However, some people would need to set it up, especially with a competitive setting. The competitive players want specific things inside their games, so that needs to be taken into account. They have specific wants and needs that we do not have when Far, who is in chat, when she's doing her fundaments. It's just, for the grander scale of anyone that wants to play Bloodhunt, that wants to play in a sort of little, fun style competition. It's not super serious. This is going to be a super serious competitive thing. So that's why there's a tone in difference, and that's why you call them. This is a tournament, and the other one is a fundament, just to make sure that people don't get it mixed up, because there's a different list of what people want to see. And hello, Mihawk. Yes, thank you for the hydrate. My posture, I can't do much about it. My foot hurts like a son of a... Okay. Other things that you will find in the community events channel. Now, I understand someone's been telling me that there are some things that are still active in there, but they can't repost. That's been a rule in the Discord that they can't repost. So I'm going to be doing a list of... I'm going to be going through a list of things that are still active. Speaking of active, that's been happening in the Discord, Tobias is back, and Tobias is back with some code shenanigans. So yeah, that's the thing that happens if you follow on the Bloodhunt chat. In the Bloodhunt chat, sometimes Tobias will just post some codes there, first come, first serve. Sometimes it's Techno Demon, sometimes it's Fuchsia Finish. They just decide to just drop codes, and it's first come, first serve. There you go. These are unique codes, so it's really grab them when you can. I would say if ever you're a person that actually has to that collects a code there, please mention in the chat which one you've claimed, because it's a good service for some people. It happened in the past that there's some codes that were posted that were available, everyone saw, and then 2 hours or 3 hours later, someone managed to claim one of the codes because they were just well, I tried every one of them, and there was one that wasn't used by anyone. And that surprised a bunch of people because they were like, oh, wait, it's been 2 hours ago. They're probably all claimed, right? Nope. So keep an eye on that. And yeah, if you manage to claim one, please let people know, I managed to claim the one at the top right or something like that. That's going to be helpful for everyone. We had last week it ended last Sunday. We had the bounty hunt that was organized by Far. We still do not have an official list of announcement of winners or feedback coming from it, because Far has been incredibly busy with organizing and setting up the tournament for today. So I'm hoping that at some point we're going to hear from Far about how that worked, and if ever the bounty hunt event is going to come back again in the future, which is something that some people have been asking about. It was the bounty hunt was where you would target certain streamers and stream snipe them and try to get them down in order to get prizes. So that might be something that could be happening in the future. Again, I keep harping on about this, but yes, it is still active. Mera'din's community quest, Aerosol Prophecy. It is a quest change of 6 steps that you need to do, and at each step, you just send a screenshot of artwork that you find in a Bloodhunt following the clues that you're given. And yeah, there were 25 rare unique codes. This code has never been distributed before, and as far as I know, there are still 9 codes up for grabs still to get this incredibly unique and rare icon and banner. Even though it's called a lore and a quest event, you do not need to know anything about the lore to complete this, so please give it a try. There's some, I know specifically of some people that didn't know anything about the lore, that were tired of hearing me talking about this. They gave it a shot, and you know, in the same week they managed to, they already have it on their account. So there is a bonus section if ever you know a little bit about Bloodhunt or Vampire the Masquerade lore. There's a specific prize for you. You get a Techno Demon mask and a Vapor Trail outfit if you're the person that by the time that this closes you manage to complete it. You complete the extra step, but for most people it's just this. So yeah, it's still currently going on, it's still active. Get it while it's still there. I would hate it if Mera'din just closed it and said like, well, those 9 codes, I'm gonna find some other way to give them to other people, because yeah. Also, there might be someone else that might want to do a quest event after him or some riddle thing. I don't know. Maybe someone's working on it, like has been working on it for a few weeks and is about to like be ready to do it soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Other stuff that's still happening. We got 1 week left to go to join in the fan art contest. If you're not a person that wants to do my little challenges in order to try to get a Techno Demon mask, or doesn't want to do any of the other activities that are still up there, if you're a person that's good at art, well, there you go. You've got a fan art contest. We can get a Techno Demon mask or fuchsia finish makeup. This ends on August 31st of this upcoming week. That's less than 7 days to go. And yeah, you just have to fill out a form. There are specific rules inside that tweet here. Just follow them, and you're going to be able to get in there. Another incentive that is still ongoing, there's a few of them, is the incentive by Chuvaton to get a Techno Demon mask. If you get a new player playing inside the game with you while playing Bloodhunt, and you both can win a Techno Demon mask. If you already have that Techno Demon mask, well, that's an extra code that you can give to someone or make a giveaway with it. There you go. And there's going to be like 3 sets of masks available for 3 pairs of people. This ends on September 15th. Make sure you go inside the form, read the rules, and sign up if ever you want to participate. But yeah, the date is actually coming close for that. There are specific requirements that you need to do, such as the new person playing on the new account needs to get at least 2 archetypes leveled up to level 25. So yeah, if you want to have a friend, if you want to make sure that a friend like discovers Bloodhunt, wants a Techno Demon mask code, there you go. There's an incentive for you. That's right there. It's still active. Next up, in things that are related to Bloodhunt, we're continuing week after week to get little bits of pieces of lore, because the community managers have promised to give us a little bit of the lore that was supposed to be added to the game, and they didn't have the time or the option to add them to the game because there's no more development, but they're finding different ways to do so. And one of them has been to post little quick 1 to 2 to 3 minute videos that's posted on social media. So on the Instagram and the Twitter of Bloodhunt. We've been getting those week after week. This week is a little bit controversial. It's basically the fact that Custos, we always suspected that there was something a little bit suspect about Custos, our favorite, greeter, keeper of the Elysium. Yeah, it turns out that there's something that's mighty sus about him. And if you want to know a little bit more about what he's talking about in his explanation, well, it turns out that Mera'din did a little bit of an explanation. Said, we finally learned the truth behind the murder you investigate in the quest Blood Will Have Blood. I've been waiting a long time to get confirmation on this one, since the narrative folks were always super aloof when I'd ask questions about this. So the narrative people knew about this little bit of information, that Custos might not be the clean, proper gentleman that we meet when he greets us in the Elysium. So it's always fun to have a little bit of confirmation about that. And also answers the question about Blood Will Have Blood, which was a little sus. The murder we investigate and it doesn't lead to anything. So, yes. Other things that are related to Bloodhunt, we know that Sharkmob, the parent company Sharkmob, is at Gamescom. We have a little video from Martin Hultberg. Sorry if I don't pronounce his name correctly. So yeah, he is at Gamescom. You can go talk to him if you want. The things that he confirms on this little video is that despite being fully owned by Tencent, Sharkmob, the people at Sharkmob have their own agency. They can do whatever they want with the games however they want, which is something that isn't like anything new. There was a video made about the that featured the CEO of Sharkmob. That was about like 2 years ago, when they were talking about like recruiting people for Bloodhunt and stuff like that. But they kept repeating like, yeah, we know about the whole, basically if you read between the lines, like, we know about the China, like anything that there is the, China investments, they think that they have their hands in every pie and all of that. No, it turns out that they get the funding from Tencent, but they are left to do anything that they want, with, I understand, very to little oversight, to any oversight from them. So a little bit of what he's saying is confirming that. Also, if you are going to be at Gamescom, it still finishes like today and tomorrow. They are going to be at the Level Infinite booth. Level Infinite, if you don't know, are a company that likes to promote video games, but specifically video games that a few investors in China and I think sometimes also Japan are funding. So there's a reason, there's a method behind the madness. But yes, Level Infinite is a promoter, a marketer for many games. So they're going to be there. Sharkmob was a part of the companies that have been represented by Level Infinite over the last year or so. And yes, he says that while they don't have anything to specifically announce when they're at Gamescom, if you are a member of the gaming industry and you don't mind being put under a heavy NDA, they will maybe tell you about some things that are going to be happening in the near future, such as the mysterious game number 2 or the game number 3, which we know is also in current development, which we know have nothing to do. Both of these games have nothing to do with Vampire the Masquerade. They have nothing to do with Bloodhunt. They're even different game. They're not even BRs. They're going to be completely different games. We still are anxious to see what any of those are going to be. But yeah, the Gamescom runs up until August 27th. So if ever you are one of the people in Europe that are going to be there, you can always go talk to them directly about whatever you want. If you do, let me know what you've been talking about and what they said and all of that. I really appreciate it. And also there was Jacob Ajmal, who is play relations manager at Sharkmob. We've got Tobias, who's the community developer for Bloodhunt, and we've got Leon, who's also community at Bloodhunt. They were all going to be there. And I understand, though, that Tobias has already come back. I think that Leon has also come back, so Jacob might still be there. He says, if you see us, tell us if pineapple belongs on pizza. The old in-house joke that we have about Bloodhunt. If it belongs on pizza or not, and we might even have a small gift for you as long as supplies last. I know that there's a few people that I know inside the Bloodhunt community and people that come on this channel or watch my news. I know that there's a few of you that are currently at Gamescom, so if ever you manage to corner them, yeah, let me know exactly what kind of small gift they might give you as well. I'm curious to see what's going to be happening. Now, as I've said last week, there's also a Vampire the Masquerade has their own, World of Darkness has their own booth over there, representing Vampire the Masquerade and also representing the upcoming VR game Justice that they have over there. But also very soon, I mean next week, there's going to be PAX West. And Vampire the Masquerade are going to be there. There is going to be some surprises, some news in store. I know I've talked about that a lot last week. I'm just going to be mentioning this, not necessarily repeating, but we know that it's September. We are supposed to get some news from Bloodlines 2. Which, as Bloodhunt players, is going to probably affect us. We might see some people come in because there's every time that there's been Bloodlines 2 news, we got some people from the Vampire the Masquerade side that have been discovering or coming into Bloodhunt. So we might get a surge of new players, of people that want to know exactly what this game is about. I'm asking everyone to be courteous and be kind to people if ever that happens. But yeah, we're gonna see what they're going to be announcing. I know that so far the feedback has been really good about the new VR game that they've been they haven't been featuring, but they've been showing again, kind of like, you know, if you're under heavy NDA, you're a member of the community, of the gaming community, they might showcase, they might demo the new VR game for you. There hasn't been a public showing yet, but it's supposed to be a game that is supposed to be out by the end of the year and for VR. So if there's any people that want to donate to my upcoming VR purchase to get myself a VR set so I can get that game and play it on stream, it's gonna be very welcome. But that being said, that is what we currently have in terms of news for this week. So remember that on Monday or Sunday, Monday, we are having the new update. So new things being added to the game. We're going to see how people react to it. We've got, you know, and related to that, we've got the vote. So make sure that you log inside the Bloodhunt to make sure that all your votes are locked in, so you can participate in that and decide what's going to be the fun stuff happening next week. And as I said, we still have the quest event, the Kindred Challenge, the fan art contest, the recruitment effort, and we've got the competitive tournament that's happening today. So that's what we have right now. In terms of things related to Bloodhunt. Like I said, I'm working on some things. I know that some people are working on some things. Some people that have asked for my help recently. I'm probably going to talk to them probably tomorrow about setting some events up. But if you are a person that wants to organize, you're going like, hey, there's not enough events. There's not enough like little fun tournaments or a tournament for PS5. you know, there could be more things that could be happening for the Bloodhunt community. Don't be afraid of like asking for help, letting people know what you want to do. You can always join the SBS, which is a community group that's been made specifically for that, to set up events and things. They are the group that are organizing and sponsoring the event, that's the competitive event that's happening today. So yeah, I know there's a channel where there a bunch of people put a lot of ideas, and all that they need is just some people that are willing to set up events to just jump in and do it. So if ever you want to do that, help out people that have ideas, you can always join in and help that. If you need some help setting up your own projects as well, there is Far, like I said, and myself. I've been setting up a lot of things. I have some experience, so I can always help you out with setting up some things inside the community, because right now, with apart from the automatic updates that we are getting and the Twitch drops, the game is entirely in our hands. I'm going to keep repeating it week after week. The game is in our hands. As long as we have things that are happening inside the community that spice up a little bit the gameplay of everyone or what they're doing, the game still has potential. But right now, without any serious updates, there's pretty much nothing else happening with the game. So as they call it, it is a dead game. But the community is still very much alive. There's no sign of the servers shutting down, because they said as long as there's people playing the game, the servers aren't any. They're like, there's not any news of or plan of shutting down the servers. So while they're still up, if ever we want to do some stuff, let's get it all together. So that's what we got right now. Community incentives make the game interesting. If ever you pick up on some details or stuff that might be interesting or newsworthy, if you're at Gamescom and you get to talk to them and they might drop you some tidbit of information, please let me know. If you know that some people are doing also like some giveaways or trying to organize some stuff that I might not know about because I'm not omniscient and omnipresent, please let me know, so at least I can report it here, give a little bit of, exposure to it for the limited amount of exposure that I can give. Yeah, everyone, if you also would like to give me follows on Twitch, the channel is growing, and I appreciate everyone for joining up. I make sure to have special drops. I make sure that I do code giveaways once in a while. I seem to be the main person that's doing like giveaways and stuff like that for Bloodhunt. And as a reminder, when we reach 750 followers on this channel, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and I have a special thing related to Bloodhunt that some people might want to have because it's hard to get your hands on it. So you know what to do. People that are on Twitch, please stick around. I'm going to be giving away a purple pain combo code for PC players after I'm done with the recording, and then we can talk about different things like the question by Chico Gaming that posted right now. We're going to be talking about that until the tournament goes live, and I'm going to be rating the channel. So in terms of news for this week, that's what we got. Remember to be kind to each other and also to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.